You're here. Again. Which means either you're a little bit addicted to this podcast, or your English still sounds like a haunted Google Translate. Either way, welcome back to Monday English Podcast, where your grammar fears go to die, and your excuses get lovingly roasted until crispy. This is not your average English podcast. We don't clap every time you remember how to say hello. We don't pretend that learning English is a magical walk through a grammar garden. No, this is where we talk like real people, mess up like real people, and get better like real people. Slowly, loudly, sometimes angrily. Now, if you're new here, hi, you're late, but we'll let it slide. This podcast is for the ones who've been quietly suffering, who've watched YouTube tutorials at 2 a.m., whispered English words to themselves in the mirror, and still panic every time someone says, "What's up?" out of nowhere. We see you. We are you. And we're not here to sugarcoat things. We're here to say it like it is. And today we're talking about Netflix. Yes, that little devil on your screen that keeps you from sleeping, but somehow never makes your English better. Why? Because you've been watching it like a fan, not a learner. Today's episode is called Netflix is School Now. Use it. Because if we're already binge-watching shows until our eyes cry for help, why not squeeze some English out of it? Why not let Friends teach you how to argue? Let Stranger Things scare the grammar out of you, or let The Office teach you how to say, "That's what she said," with confidence? Let's be real. You've spent more time with your favorite characters than with actual English teachers. And that's fine, but only if you start treating those hours as language practice, not just lazy escapism. So grab your blanket, open your Netflix tab, and maybe, just maybe, turn on your brain this time. We're about to make your movie nights a little noisier, a little smarter, and a whole lot more useful. You in? Good, let's roll. Let's talk about the biggest lie you've been telling yourself. I'm learning English because I watch Netflix. Oh, really? Be honest. You're not learning, you're just watching. You sit there, half brain dead after a long day, clicking on your favorite show, and boom, subtitles in your language, snacks ready, brain turned off. Don't lie, I know you. You think because you hear some English while reading your language, magic will happen. You think your brain is absorbing all that native level goodness while you munch on chips and laugh at jokes you didn't even hear properly. Newsflash, your ears are on vacation. It's your eyes doing all the work, reading every word in your language like you're cramming for a reading test, not learning to listen. And that's why your listening still sucks. Sorry. Not sorry. You've been cheating. You've been making your eyes carry the weight while your ears stay lazy. If you want to understand English when people speak fast, when they mumble, when they don't follow the script, you have to train your ears like muscles. Right now, they're noodles. Weak. Unused. Because you never gave them a real chance. Subtitles in your language are like training wheels you refuse to take off. Sure, you don't fall, but you also don't move forward. You stay safe. You stay stuck. Look, subtitles aren't evil. They're helpful when you're just starting out. But if you've been stuck at the same level forever, maybe it's time to rip them off and face the noise. Yes, you'll miss stuff. Yes, you'll feel dumb. Good. That's the point. You're supposed to struggle. Struggle means growth. Struggle means your ears are waking up. And once they do, you'll start to catch things you never noticed. A sigh, a joke, a weird little phrase that becomes your favorite thing to say. But you won't get there by reading. You'll get there by listening. Really listening. And let's be real. Not all shows are worth your time if you want to learn. Some shows are basically alien languages, even for native speakers. Don't pick something full of fantasy words or people mumbling in the dark. Pick shows where people talk like people, like they would in a cafe, at work, on the street. Think sitcoms, dramas, stuff where conversation is the star, not just explosions and dragons. And no, don't start with Shakespeare-level English. Keep it real. Keep it simple. Start hearing English the way it's really spoken, not the way your textbook lied to you. Alright, so now that you've finally agreed to stop hiding behind subtitles like a scared little rabbit, let's get serious. How do you actually watch a show and turn it into an English workout instead of a lazy scroll fest? Simple. First, you stop pretending that watching something once is enough. Come on, be honest. You watch a show, you laugh, maybe you catch a word or two, and then you move on, thinking, yeah, that counts as practice. No, that counts as entertainment. If you want real progress, you've got to watch smart. Here's the deal. You watch the same scene more than once. Yeah, I know, shocking idea. The first time, sure, enjoy it. Watch it with English subtitles if you must, but then go back, watch it again. This time, listen harder, pause, rewind, repeat, and don't just sit there like a zombie. Open your mouth, repeat what they say. I don't care if you sound like a broken robot at first. That's how you start. Shadow the lines. Feel stupid. Sound weird. And then something magical happens. Your mouth starts to get it. Your ears start to catch things faster. Your brain, it starts to make those connections you've been waiting for. And no, you don't need to understand every single word. You think native speakers understand every word in a movie? Please. Half the time, they're guessing too. You just need to get the gist, the flow, the feeling, and pick out a few words or phrases that jump out at you. Not to write down and forget. No, to actually use. If you hear a character say, "No way," and it sounds cool, say it yourself. 10 times. In the shower. While brushing your teeth. Say it until it doesn't feel weird anymore. That's how you make it yours. Stop trying to collect every word like you're building a vocabulary museum. Focus on what you'll actually use. A few strong, living words are better than 1,000 dead ones you never say. Pick 5 from a show, just 5, and then use them. Today, tomorrow, every chance you get. You're not here to pass a test. You're here to talk. To live in this language. And that starts by treating every Netflix session like a practice round. Watch, listen, repeat, speak. That's the game. Play it. Let's be honest. Most of you don't want to study English. You want to feel like you're learning without actually suffering. You want to kick back, eat snacks, and have English magically ooze into your brain while you're watching some show about teenagers with superpowers or awkward office workers who can't stop making things worse. And honestly, I get it. That's how I learn too. By tricking my brain into thinking it's having fun. That's the beauty of this whole thing. You can make progress while chilling on your couch. But only if you stop watching like a potato and start watching like a language thief. Here's how you do it. You fall in love with a character. Pick someone who talks like the kind of English you want to speak. Maybe it's the sarcastic guy from that workplace comedy. Maybe it's the brave but awkward girl in that teen drama. Doesn't matter. What matters is that you copy them. Shamelessly. Watch them speak. Watch their mouth move. Mimic them like a parrot that's a little too obsessed. And don't just copy what they say. Copy how they say it. The tone, the rhythm, the pauses, the attitude. That's how real people talk. Not flat and robotic like a GPS, but with emotion, with color, with life. If they whisper, you whisper. If they yell, you yell. Scare your neighbors. It's fine. You're learning. And while you're at it, stop pretending you need to understand everything right away. Language is not a math problem. It's messy. It's emotional. Sometimes you'll get it. Sometimes you won't. That's okay. You're not watching to pass an exam. You're watching to get your ears dirty, your mouth moving, your brain thinking in English, even if just a little. And when a phrase sticks with you, use it. Make it your thing. Let it live in your mouth until it stops feeling foreign. Let me give you an example. There was this one show where a character kept saying, "You gotta be kidding me." I didn't even know exactly how to use it at first, but I loved how it sounded. So I started saying it. A lot. And now, it's mine. That's what I want for you. I want you to claim phrases. Make them part of how you speak English. Not because you studied them, but because they found you. Through stories, through voices, through scenes you couldn't stop watching. That's how we learn. Not by memorizing rules, but by living moments, even if they're fictional. So go ahead, rewatch that episode for the 5th time. Laugh again, repeat that line you love. Feel a little silly, and smile because you're learning. You're doing it your way. And it works. Okay, now let's talk about what happens when Netflix becomes more than just your comfort show playlist. When it turns into your personal English gym, without the sweat, but with just as much effort. See, the trick isn't watching more shows. It's watching with more intention. And the best kind of intention? Enjoyment. Not the "I'm going to analyze this grammar structure like a sad little robot" kind of intention, but the "I love this scene so much I'm going to steal every single word from it kind. When you enjoy something, your brain pays attention differently. You remember the way a character rolls their eyes and says, "Seriously?" You remember the rhythm of a joke, not just the punchline. You feel the language before you even understand every word. That's where the real learning happens. Between the laughs, the gasps, the plot twists. And here's the part you're going to resist. But it's where the gold is. Repetition. Watch your favorite episode again and again. Not because you're lazy or have no taste, but because every time you rewatch, you hear something new. The first time, you catch the main idea. The second time, you notice how the characters interrupt each other. The third time, you start talking along with them. You start guessing the next line. You start owning it. Repetition isn't boring if you actually like what you're repeating. It's not homework. It's practice that feels like play. That scene you keep replaying because it makes you laugh out loud? That's your English coach now. And guess what? It's probably more effective than that overpriced course you signed up for and quit after 2 weeks. Let yourself enjoy it. No pressure to learn every slang word or get every joke. Just focus on connection, on sound, on the way the words move. And slowly you'll stop translating in your head. You'll just know what that character means because it feels natural. Because you've been swimming in that language long enough for it to start feeling like home. And if one day you find yourself muttering a line from your favorite show while washing dishes or yelling "no way" at your friend without realizing it, congrats. That's not just mimicry. That's fluency starting to bloom quietly under your skin. So yes, you can Netflix and chill your way to better English, but only if you show up. Only if you start noticing. Only if you treat every line like a door into a real conversation. And when you do, English becomes more than something you study. It becomes a voice inside you. One that's getting louder, clearer, and more confident every time you press play. Let's bring this home. You've been watching Netflix for years. Don't even try to deny it. You've laughed, cried, rewatched entire seasons while telling yourself it was just one more episode. And now I'm asking you to do something wild. Keep watching, but do it differently. Make it matter. Make it count. Because here's the truth. Your English isn't broken. It's just silent. It's sitting inside you, waiting for a chance to come out. Even if it's messy, even if it's loud, even if it sounds like someone doing a bad impression of an American teenager from the early 2000s. That's still better than nothing. That's still progress. So, Here's your challenge. Pick one episode from a show you like. Not one you should like because it's educational or whatever, but one you actually enjoy. Watch it once with English subtitles. Then again, no subtitles. Then a third time. This is the part that separates the real ones from the talkers. Speak along with it. Out loud. Pause. Rewind. Shadow. Make your mouth say the things your brain is scared of. I don't care if it's one sentence or a full scene. Say something. And if you don't know what to say tomorrow, say that line again. Rewatch the scene again. This is not failure. This is rehearsal. You think fluency comes from knowing everything. It doesn't. It comes from doing something every day without waiting to be perfect. You want to speak naturally? Then speak unnaturally first. Repeat until it becomes real. You want to understand fast English? Then stop babysitting yourself with native language subtitles. Get uncomfortable, get curious, and get louder. Start small. Whisper a line to yourself. Say it while brushing your teeth, while walking home, while pretending you're on a call so strangers don't think you're losing it. Build your voice, one stolen sentence at a time. And if anyone looks at you funny, just smile. You're not talking to yourself, you're talking for yourself. You're building something they can't see yet, but you will, soon. In the way you answer a question, in the way you tell a joke, in the way you finally reply without panicking. So yeah, Netflix is school now, but only if you stop being a passive student and start being a noisy one, a bold one who presses play with purpose. Thanks for being here. And if this episode helped you, share it. Pass it on to someone who's been watching shows in silence for way too long. Someone who needs to be told, you're allowed to speak now. You're allowed to be wrong. You're allowed to learn like a human, not a robot. And if that someone is you, well, you know what to do. Don't just watch. Speak out loud. Every day, even if it's bad. Especially if it's bad. That's how you stop being scared. That's how you start sounding real. See you next episode, where we'll roast another excuse and remind you your English is alive. You just need to let it out.